This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. As everybody probably knows, there was a major scandal that broke in the Commonwealth of Virginia just a couple days ago, and it's taken the nation by storm as, for those that don't know, the Democrat nominee for Attorney General, Jay Jones, had what could very well be one of the most insane scandals we have ever seen. And even before this broke, there was other crazy stuff happening, like he got caught recklessly driving at 116 miles per hour, and his punishment was working at his own political group. It was a joke. But really, none of those scandals were as bad or really insane as what was discovered by the National Review just a couple days ago. And for those that live under a rock and don't know what's going on, this lunatic Jay Jones, a couple of years ago, back in 2022, he was, for whatever reason, texting a Republican colleague in the state legislature, because he was in the state legislature a couple of years ago, and these messages are absolutely horrific. For example, he said, and he was referring to the Republican Speaker of the House at the time, Gilbert, he said if he died before him, he would go to their funerals to piss on their graves to send them out in a wash and something. Yeah, so already you could tell this guy is not sane. He is saying, oh, if this normie Republican dies before me, I would go to his funeral to piss on their graves. But that's not even the most effed up part of this message scandal. The very next thing he sent was 3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. So he is comparing this random state legislature speaker and Gilbert to some of the worst people in human history. And he said Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Yeah. This lunatic is saying, I want to kill Gilbert. That's what he said. That's not me exaggerating. That's what he said. He said, put him in a room with these 3 people, he would shoot the normie Republican every single time, no matter who else is in the room. And the crazy thing is, this was 3 years ago. This was back in 2022. So the insanity that we've been seeing in the last couple of years, really last year and a half from the left, it's really been going on for years now. They've been saying this shit behind the scenes for like 3 years. And there's other stuff he said as well. There was a phone call where he said that he wished his Gilbert's kids would die in the hands of his wife. It's like, wait, what the hell? This is beyond just, you know, an edgy joke or whatever. This is like, dude, you're actually insane. You're actually wanting violence. You want your political opponents killed because what? Guns? That's what he was going crazy about, because I guess the Republican speaker was pro-gun, and somehow that means he deserves to die, and his family as well, to teach those MAGA Republicans a lesson. Yeah. This is what the Democrat Party 2025 is, everybody. This is the Attorney General candidate for Virginia. Not some random official nobody ever heard about. This guy has a chance to become the next Attorney General of Virginia. But by some miracle, this situation got even worse, as the Democrats in Virginia and across the board, they're not only not really condemning what Jay Jones said, they're actually supporting him and making it sound like he's the victim. And again, it's not just some random state level official or whatever, it's the actual party. Look at this. Virginia Beach Democrats, which encompasses the Virginia Beach area, a bunch of county level committees and stuff. Well, look at the statement they put out. The Virginia Beach Democratic Committee reaffirms its full support of Jay Jones for Attorney General. We are lined up, 10 toes down, ready to organize, mobilize, and deliver voters for Jay and our entire Democratic Party, or ticket, I should say. So they're not just saying, we still support him. They're actually tripling down and saying, we're going to organize, mobilize, and get voters out for Jay. Recent press may have spotlighted past mistakes. But past mistakes, really? You think saying you want to kill your political opponents and their families and hope they die is just a simple mistake? This is not just dark humor. And like, he kept going on and on about it. And like, wait, what? That's not just an edgy joke or whatever. He was dead serious about it. We say, let those without sin cast the first stone. Of course, we're going to say crap like that. Jay Jones has taken responsibility, apologized, and shown he is committed to serving with integrity and accountability that his public record already shows. Accountability, really? Did he ever apologize to his family for what he said? If this was a serious country, accountability would have been, hey, you're going to drop out. You're dropping out, and Jason Miyares is going to be the Attorney General for 4 more years. That's what a real country would do. In fact, more than likely, Jay Jones should be in prison for what he said. Especially in the wake of Kirk's assassination. And that's the crazy part about this. Kirk got shot a month ago. And the Virginia Democrat Party, they're actively supporting a person right after he got exposed for saying horrific stuff about a political opponent. Jay Jones is a stark contrast to Jason Miyares in every way. In his tenure, Miyares has failed to stand up for Virginia families' concerns and values. He has not defended women's reproductive rights, workers' rights, blah, 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 just the same nonsense all over again. They just say this crap every time. The Virginia Beach Democrat Committee is calling on all Virginians to line up behind Jay Jones. Together, and of course we're going to say this, in November, we will defend democracy. So ignore the fact that he said he wants their families to die and stuff, some other horrific shit. No. We must save democracy. This is the Democrat Party of 2025. The Democrat establishment supports Jay Jones. They are actively saying, yeah, we want Jay Jones. I mean, what are we doing here? If this was a serious country, Jay Jones would not only be condemned by everybody, he would also drop out, and he would be arrested. But no, we're not even getting Democrats actually condemning him. If they actually condemned him, they would be saying, we revoke our endorsement of Jay Jones. But they can't even do that. They're actually doubling down and saying, no, we actually support him. We're going to actively work to make sure Jay Jones wins. So, you're not just only publicly supporting him, you're going to actually have boots on the ground to make sure he wins. This is the Democrat Party of 2025, everybody. It's just baffling to me that this is still, like, wow. It really is just shocking at this point where Democrats, they don't even care. Actually, it's not really shocking, but like really, they simply do not care. And it's not just a couple county level officials saying stuff. You've got active candidates for Virginia State Legislator supporting Jay Jones. They're saying, oh, his messages were deeply concerning and I wholly condemn that language. These lunatics are still saying, no, we support him over Miyares. We support him because Miyares is bad. And according to this candidate, she was assaulted by somebody that was a son of a candidate running on Miyares' ticket or whatever. It's like, okay, that's bad. That should be condemned. But at the same time, they're trying to conflate it as like Miyares actually did it, and that's like Miyares' fault, that it's actually worse that he didn't say anything allegedly and whatever. It's like, what are you even talking about? The person you're supporting literally said he wants to kill a person's family because of politics. That's what he said. He said he's worse than Hitler and Pol Pot, and that if you had 2 bullets, both of them would go to Gilbert. Wow. It's just wow. And we got a pretty big update a little while ago as President Trump, he has finally said something about this, and he said, you know, it's time for this lunatic to drop out. Which, yeah, I mean, this should be every Democrat, but no. Now that Trump said this, you know what's going to happen? Democrats are going to triple down. They already are. And they're going to say, we got to stop Trump. We got to support Jay Jones to save democracy. And they're going to cheer this on. That's the scary part about this. Democrats are going to cheer this crap on. And they're going to continue to think, oh, this is actually a good thing. We need more of this. We need more political violence. We need more insane rhetoric. And that's what the Democrat Party's pushing at this point. What else can you say about this party? They have not condemned the damn thing. They say, oh, it's horrible what he said. A real condemnation of this guy would be revoking endorsements and saying, we do not support him. In fact, we are going to we're staying on the race completely. Jay Jones says horrible stuff. He should drop out. But they can't even do the bare minimum. They can't even say, this is horrific what he said, and we're revoking our endorsement. They're just saying, oh, it's bad what he said, but Orange Man bad. We must save democracy. And I know I hate playing this game, but if this was a Republican, like what happened in 2016 with Access Hollywood, every Republican nationwide would condemn this immediately, and he would be forced to drop out. That's what would happen. I mean, just look at Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson, when his scandal broke, every Republican in North Carolina and across the board, they were pushing for him to drop out, publicly and privately. For something that, yeah, was kind of just stupid and very degenerate, but nowhere near the levels of this insanity. Democrats, they can't even do the bare minimum. So we'll see what happens, but if you live in Virginia, vote for Jason Miyares. Do not allow this lunatic Jay Jones to be Attorney General. I mean, seriously, can you trust this guy to be the Attorney General? What do you think he's going to do? He's saying this shit behind closed doors. What do you think he's going to do if he actually gets power? Just think about that for a second. It just, the fact that we even have to talk about this as a serious thing is just crazy. Like, you would have thought by now this party would have just stopped it, but no, they can't help themselves. Their party's filled with so many radicals like this lunatic Jay Jones. They just have to keep tripling down forever. They can never stop and realize, okay, this has gone far, this has gone on way too long, this has gone too far, we gotta stop. They can never do that. They can never realize, we screwed up, we gotta stop. They will never do that. They want this crap. At this point, what else can you say? They are actively supporting this violence. If they're not condemning Jay Jones by revoking his endorsements, they support what he says. Cut the shit about, oh, they publicly condemned it. A real condemnation is revoking endorsements, like I said. And not a single Democrat did that. In fact, they're tripling down and saying, no, we support him. Hell yeah, we want Jay Jones. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.